Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farmville. I'm going to put this red one, I know that other one is bigger, but I think this red one can still handle the rake. I'm going to go and put this one on the rake, and we're going to start that one running up down the field, and then, because I was thinking about having the other tractor, but we don't want to put the other tractor on there, because the other tractor is going to stay running the baler. And we can always pop over, while this one's now doing the raking in the field, we've cleared the edges, the other one, we could always just switch over to the straw and go and do that for a bit, and then once we have baled up the straw just in that little field, then we come back over and we finish doing the hay. So, I absolutely want to get a faster baler than I've got. Now, the quick bale, obviously, the other option is a little bit too unrealistic for people's tastes. And so I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy to accept that. That's fine. If it's too much, then it's too much. So what we could do instead is we could take a look at some square balers. And yes, I know, same argument. Why do we need to be obsessed with balers? I shouldn't be. I am. I'd like being able to bale faster. It's just something that I enjoy. And there are square balers that do go a... What do you mean there's no... You're in the middle of it! You are literally in the middle of the field that you said cannot be found. What is the matter with you? Gonna do it here? Sometimes I wonder if the complexities of breathing might be a little bit too much for some of these employees. I suspect that it might be. I suspect that it might just be too much for them to cope with, too much for them to handle. Now, if I was to unhitch that one... Right. That's saying 4,500 underneath. It's because I switched bales partway through that it's gone to this. Let me bale up a bit here a minute and we'll see what this will do. Last time I had these weird numbers, the only way that I got rid of it was by... It was when I left the game and then I came back in again. So if I go there like that, I've now got 4,500 there, but the other bit is still on the bigger bale. Maybe if I just try unhitching it. Huh. Right, it's because I was on a bigger bale, so I'll have to exit the game and come back in again, I think. Or, I'll have to go to this one. And we'll have to bale one more bigger bale. I don't like having the thing like there showing the wrong numbers. Something that irritates me a lot. So instead, what we will do is we'll bring this one up and we will fill up a bale completely. And we'll see if that makes a difference. It might. It just might. So that goes to 7,650 on there. And then it goes to a bigger bale there. So if I change it now, I'm not sure what will happen. Right, now that I've moved out of the other chamber, it should now finish this bale to the full 9,000 litres. I'll gather up the rest of this little bit of straw that we left behind. And then it should switch over and start a brand new bale. So we will have one more bale that is a wee bit too large. But that's fine. So then I'll come over here like this. And we'll just gather up that. Right. There's one that will come out at 9,000. And is it now going to bale correctly or not? I know I said I was going to go and do the straw, but I want to see if this is going to work. is really bugging me, because it should work. There's no reason that it won't, and it's not going to. I've changed the bale size. Maybe I needed to actually stop the bale. Yeah, pretty sure the only way that this is actually going to work properly is if I... because even if I switch it off, unhitch it, because I need to pick up these bales and take them back to the yard, so we can go and do that in a minute. But actually, I tell you what, rather than destroying our tractor, and then I can close the help screen, let me just hitch that one back on again and see if that has actually done anything. And it was below the 4,500 mark. Too high on there? I don't know. It'll happen when I... Yeah, it just bugs me, that's all. Right, anyway, it doesn't matter. So we will take this lot back to the shed, and then we can come back in a bit. So I'm going to be loading. I'll go like that. And I'll also go and load this bale. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin round. I'll just put the straps back on those like that. I'm going to go up here, and I will get that bale up on here as well. Yes, I know that one shouldn't be here, but that's fine. We'll get that one here, and there. Right. Let's put you up on there. Like that. Totally safe. 100% safe. No problems whatsoever. Turn that one off, because technically I can't actually pick up my tractor and run around with it. I know, I'm shocked by that, just as much as you are. We have 94,500 litres of hay. So what we'll do is we'll get down here, we will chuck the one bale in for the cows, and we will put the rest of them into that shed right there. So I'm going to bring this trailer up to here, and then if I remove all of the straps from here, like that, we can then jump to this one, and we'll do this properly now. And we'll get that bigger bale, and we'll bring that one in, and we'll put that one in for the cows, and then the rest of the hay at the moment can just go into the shed for later in the year. Let's go and grab that bad boy right there. Nice 9,000 litres of hay. And there isn't anything else that we need to do this month. We've got planting that we will need to do next month. We have gone and gotten our field ready over like the edge of the field. That's all done now. We've ploughed up the edge of that one. Now the cows in here, we're 10,000 litres shy of being full of food, and about the same with straw. So we could bring a little bit in. Couple more bales if we wanted to. I'm not actually going to worry about that though. Okay, so what I should be doing is if you press U, you can see which side it's going to unload on. It's going to unload on that side. And we'll come round here. We'll bring you up this side like this. You can adjust where that unloading platform goes as well. So I can just bring that one over to here. I think the reason I didn't do this was because it side of the shed did bump it a bit, but we'll see. So then if I just press I, oh no, it didn't bump it, it just chucked it straight in. Perfect. Right, job done. Now we can go back to the field. We will get our baler back on, and we can finish baling up the bit of hay that we've got here. I'm gonna need to do once more along one edge just to gather up the little bits that haven't been done properly, I think. I will unhitch that one there. I think I'm just going to pop across the road here first, and we're going to gather up that straw. Just because. And then we've got the baler with the wrong quantities in it. It will reset once I exit and I come back into the game again later on. That will reset and we won't have any problems whatsoever. Come on, back up there properly. There we go. Right. Job done. Turn that one on. Switch to the baler. Baler can be turned on. And we can go over here, drop that one down. So we didn't have any problem with making these bales with the straw because there was less per line that we were running down. But obviously in that side, with the much higher speed and the small bales that we use, it didn't quite have enough time to do all the transferring and moving properly, and that's why we ended up with a little bit of hay left on the ground in the field, which I genuinely wasn't expecting. I was quite surprised at that. But that would be why the baler normally doesn't allow you to speed up very much, because it can't transfer the material from the compression chamber, the pre-compression chamber. Is it pre-compression? No, it's not. It's anyway, from the front chamber to the back chamber, it can't transfer the material between the two properly. And that's why you have a limit on the speed. But anyway, we want to carry on doing this. I'm just going to finish up the straw here a second, and then we will scoot over there and grab that rake, and then we can do the little bit of tidy up work that needs to be done with the rake to finish off that job over there. I just realised that we've actually got a correct number showing now. I think because we switched over to straw, changed the product, it kind of made it recognise what it was supposed to be doing, and so now it's kind of okay. We'll see when we go back over to the hay in a minute whether it's going to stay like that. But at the moment, it seems to have done what I wanted it to do at the start. Let's just go and grab these couple little bits. And that's that little bit of straw done. Come over here. Actually, that one can sit there and wait a second, because I want to skip over to this tractor. And I want to tie... Okay, there's not very much down that end down there, so I'm going to just leave that. It's that bit there, and then the triangle down there, they're the bits that we want to actually tidy up. So we'll start that one up. And we'll run on down this way. This tractor sort of struggles a little bit with this, but he's not too bad with it. He just struggles a little bit with it. Yeah, down that end is absolutely fine. So if we can just have that bit there, I'll go in line with this one, and then we can stop that as we go, and then we can start folding it up as we go, and we'll run this one back to the yard. Right, he's hardly got any wear and tear on him, so I'm just going to put him right back in the shed, because we're not going to need this one again this year. Back there like that, and we can just leave it there. So let's go and get this one, and we will finish up this baling. So one thing that I want to find out now is, will the baler behave itself as far as those numbers are concerned? That's nothing to do with actual farming. That's purely 100% down to the mod. And you know, it would probably help if I lowered the pickup on the baler. I'm just putting this out there. I think that will probably have an effect on the speed that I'm racing around the field at the moment. Just possibly maybe have a little bit of an effect. And it does actually work properly now. I wonder if it didn't work properly because I had... maybe I had to switch it off and unload it, or... I don't know. But anyway, it is working now, and that's all that really matters. It's got a 0.000 bit on there, but I suspect that is more to do with, again, the game will need to restart in order to get rid of that, because although it does actually have that, if you look in the XML files of your save game, you will actually find most of the numbers like that. The money is like that, the time is like that. The quantities for a lot of the different jobs that you've been doing, they're all sort of displayed like that. You just don't actually see that reading in the game. It shows up only in the files. So it's got that level of detail in the background. You just don't actually get to see that level of detail on it when you're busy playing the game. You're just driving up and down the fields. You won't see that many decimal points on it. but it is there in the background, which I actually quite like. It sort of shows that there is quite a lot of attention to detail going on in the background, and that's something I do quite like. It's comforting in a way. One thing I find funny is the way the bale goes really super slow from the exit point on the baler to where it gets tipped off. The rest of it is sped up. That's how they've made this mod work quicker. They've sped up a lot of the animations and the movements on it. But the bit where the bale transfers out of the actual chamber and goes into the bit at the back, that's the time you've got for the bale in the front part of the chamber to actually start making. And that's why when we were going much faster, it didn't even complete that, because that bit there, it slows right down, which is quite comical to watch. I mean, yes, I can understand why it does also break the mod a little bit when you're trying to get things to work, but I find that quite hilarious, to be honest. So that's slowly coming out through there. We have now got one bale too many on there. We don't actually have one bale too many. For some reason, it just didn't like picking that one up. It will do there now. Okay, that's good. So, let me just go to, there we go. We won't go to the baler. Right, I've got 25,000 litres of straw, and there's 80,000 litres of hay on board at the moment. And we've got this little bit here. Now, I'm curious if we will fit all of this into the baler, or if we're going to be having to get out and chuck a bale up on top of the load, because I don't really want to have to drive all the way out here to get another one. Alright, that's gone into the second chamber. And it's come out the back. So we're not going to be able to hold that one. It does auto-drop it. Which means that I'm going to have to skip out here. And let's just grab this one a minute and put it up on there. Oops. This is why you don't try and pick these bales up in real life. Because if you get it wrong, you get a bale on your head. Got nothing to do with the fact that you can't physically pick a bale up. Well, actually you can, but one person on their own may struggle to pick one of those bales up, but don't let anyone try to tell you that it's not possible. I know it's possible because I have seen it done. I've done it myself, actually. Like, yes, I haven't picked one up like that and chucked it up on top of a load. I'm quite happy to admit to that. But you can still pick these bales up. Especially these small round bales like this. These are a much smaller size than several of the ones that you can get. But it's still possible to pick them up and chuck them on a load like that. I just said it wasn't, and then it is. It's possible to get them up onto a trailer like that. You wouldn't be able to throw it like that on your own, unless you were some sort of superhuman man person type. But you can still do it. It is still possible to pick up the bale and get it onto the trailer, one person doing it. It's quite hard work. If you've got two people doing it, then it's so much easier, and it is something that I have done a couple of times, and probably will do so again in the future. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave the baler on the side here again, because we're going to want that one. So if I just unload that trailer there a second, we can fold the baler up temporarily. We will need to unfold it again when we come back to using it, but we'll drop that one there, and we'll go back to the trailer. We'll drive this up alongside the shed and unload those bales into the shed. I won't worry about putting any in for the cows at the moment, because there's only 2 bales worth. Same with the straw. We'll leave that for another day or two, I should think. And I'll bring you up to this point, and then we press I, and it should unload. And I wasn't expecting it to unload that top bale that I added in myself. Genuinely wasn't expecting it to do that. The fact that it did is a happy bonus. Right, that's that bit done. The next job that we're going to want to do is probably want to move some slurry or something. Actually, we're not going to need to move slurry from here, are we? And the mini BGA, that handles it really quickly. So we got over here, we've got 5,000 litres of slurry. By tomorrow, there's not going to be enough to have to worry about it. The biogas plant here is full. We'll keep that one full and running. This one here, because of the speed that this one puts through, and therefore the extra money that we get back from it, we've got 8,000 litres of digestate in there. Oh, there is one more job we've got to do. We've got to put fertiliser out on that field. I won't worry about spreading digestate yet. I can't because I don't have the money to go and buy anything. But this one right here, I am going to do this thing where I activate all of the different products so that we have additional expense each month going out to pay for this. It's 60 euros per month for each section, and I will activate all sections. And that way we put the manure in here when it's ready, and we'll also be putting slurry in here. That'll be the excess that goes in there after we put stuff on there. But that is basically balancing out the fact that that BGA is quite overpowered compared to the standard ones that are available. So we're kind of like achieving a bit of a balance on that. Now, do I want to use this one, or do I want to use a self-propelled one? Because if I use this one, it kind of justifies this one's existence. However, the self-propelled one, we've got everything all in one, and we do have that thing there. This one's got lime in it. And the other one can't take lime, can it? Okay, this one's existence has just been justified. It's a lime spreader. It's not a anything else spreader. We won't worry about putting lime on any of this until we are actually needing to put lime on the entire field. So that one can go back in there. I don't need to do anything with that one today, and we will just leave it. So we can switch you off. We will then switch over to this one. And we will go and put solid fertilizer on our grass field. I do rather like this mod, that you can have both fertilizer and herbicide or liquid fertilizer in it, and it will do spread whichever one you happen to be wanting to use at the time. If you want to use the herbicide, you unfold the boom and it only operates that one. If the boom is folded up and you activate the machine, it does the spreader on the back instead, which is really cool. I actually like this. I think this is a really, really good mod. And yes, it has been commented before that I have this kind of ability to select a mod at random because I think it looks cool and shiny, and it's deeply, deeply broken. And I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. I am absolutely not going to disagree with you on that one. It always seems to be the case. I rather like that this mod is not deeply, deeply broken. It is a little bit tricky to get it loaded. That's why we had to go and buy the extra station at the fertilizer point, because we couldn't just load it with the one that we had. But that aside, we are still able to make things work now. And just trying to think. Yeah, I'm a little bit off the edge of the field there. I don't think that's really going to matter. I might go back and tidy it up afterwards. See how I feel. I don't think there's anything else that we need to do. So the fields that we've got that will be waiting until the spring, those we don't want to put fertilizer. I don't think we're going to want to put fertilizer on beforehand. The only ones that we will be ones that we plough. And that's the sunflower, the corn field. I think the sunflower one as well, because we'll plough that ready for the corn to go into it. And then that's the only two that will actually do any ploughing. But that does offer a bit of weed control. And then the others, we just put the herbicide on instead. One thing I was never able to quite figure out with this game is why is it that fertilizer and lime, slurry, manure, they all continue to spread no matter what. It doesn't matter if you've already spread the area. You go back over it, and it will continue to chuck the stuff out of your vehicle and onto the ground. Well, that's fair enough. That is actually what happens in real life as well. It doesn't slow down because of that. But when you're planting, it doesn't do that. Now, I know it's something to do with the code with the planting, but I'm still not entirely sure why it does go and happen. Now, needs ploughing. I don't have needs ploughing here. There will be a needs ploughing on the corn that we've got there in field 7. Field 22 over here, we just planted that one, so we've got to wait until next month before we can put the fertilizer on it. So that one doesn't need anything at all, doesn't need any attention. And then over here, it's corn and then sunflowers. So, soybeans can be direct drilled. Sunflowers and corn are the ones that... So, the oat field, whichever one we had the oats in, if we plough that one ready for the corn and we plough the corn ready for sunflowers, then that's a 2. So it's the oat field that we want to plant, which I think is that one the combine is sitting in at the moment. Let's go and have a look, shall we? Growth, crop types, yes. So we're going to be ploughing this year. We're going to plough that one up, and then we will plough that one up over there. So that one is then ploughed ready for the sunflowers to go into. And this one here, well, that one's got to be ploughed because corn, and no, that's actually the beans go into it. Wait, is it? Let me have a look. No, yeah, okay, right. Corn, then sunflowers, all right. So that one's ploughed, the corn, and the sunflowers will then go into it, but it's got to be ploughed after corn. That's just one of the ones that insists on it. This one that is going to have corn in it next will need to be either cultivated or ploughed, so we'll just use our plough, and we'll do that field so that we then don't have to go and apply anything extra on the field with we don't with the herbicide. Like if you go and plough it first, then the weeds won't grow. And it's an effective form of weed control. So we will use the plough on those two. The rest of them, we will use this one for weed control. Now, in theory, by spreading fertilizer on here, I can then go and plough the field. And I was going to say just ignore the fact that the combine is there. But because I'm going to have to go and plough other fields, not plough, but I'm at least going to... oh, wait, no, I'm not. It's not the one right next to it. That's got the beans in, but it is the one further over. Okay, but anyway. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.